Happy Wednesday morning, everybody. My name is unimportant. I've been coming to this space for about 40 40 or 50 years now. I I come here early in the morning to draw, to think, to put my mind at rest, to put it at ease. I listen to the music, I listen to the songs of the birds outside in the trees, and I fall in love with life all over again. It's just one of those. It's funny how life can just come swooping in like that. But it certainly does, and it certainly has for me. And right now there's some for example, I can hear a coyote in the distance. Mhm. It is howling and mm, it's pooping. That's a pooping howling coyote out there that's nature. You can't get that anywhere else. You can't get that anywhere else but here. Sometimes life is just beautiful the way it is. Unfortunately. Sometimes life is better that way. I know it's a bad angle. Don't mean to be so distant. It's just that it's very hard to get good angles. Am I a self-taught? Who's a self-taught? Well, I self-taught myself karate, and you can't spell art without a little karate. Wait, you can't spell karate with you can't. Am I pronouncing karate right? But you can't spell karate without adding a little art in there. And the answer is yes. I tried to go to school. I was a horrible student. Didn't like other kids. Hate other artists. Absolutely hate them. I mean, hated. Hated them. And so now I just break into random people's garages and set up like a little pop-up art studio for the weekend while they're out of town. And and then I broadcast from their place. Sometimes it's hard to get the Wi-Fi, but usually it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4 or something, whatever. you know, y'all know how it is. Desperate times call for desperate artists. And that's some kind of nasal cavity in there. You can tell by the way it looks like a nasal cavity. It's all disheveled and whatnot. And I could bring the wings down here a bit as well. Like this. Almost like tail feathers. But when you're doing this, you can do whatever you want. I'm not here to tell you how to draw. I'm just telling you when to draw. And you'll know when. Because it's always when the time is right. But for me, there was never such a battle. There was always time. There was always time. for art. Sometimes. Sometimes. And then you gotta beef it up. So basically I was just doing that so I could come back through with like a, what is this? Brush. A blue pen maybe or something, and add like highlights. It doesn't take much. Just happy little highlights. And it can turn any black and white drawing into a colorful black and white drawing. You know what I mean? Is it okay if I call you Jelly Bean, right? Do you know what I mean, Jelly Bean? I've been dying to do that for years. Even though I knew it would fall on deaf ears. I'm not calling you deaf, but there's somebody else in the room with me. I can smell them, but I can't see them. I don't know what's going on. But it's kind of creepy. Because if that's the case, that meant that there was somebody living in the walls long before I ever came over here for the weekend. Makes me a bit nervous. But I work well under pressure, thankfully. I'm a bus driver for a living, and we have to deal with all sorts of wacko stuff. Oh, good. So I'm just adding some blue in there. You can add whatever color you want. I think wings of this nature, they need a little blue highlight there. That's what I do. That's what I want, you know? You may want something else, but that's up to you when the time comes. Boom. Boom shakalaka, right there. Okay. I like this blue, so I'm going to add a little bit more here and there. It's cadaver blue. It's right up my alley. Get off there, you little prick. It's a hair of some kind. Never let hairs steal the show. Always flick hairs off. Never let them. They will mess up a good drawing, I tell you that much. I'm not calling this one good. I'm just saying that if it was, it would probably have gone the other way instead of what just happened. I wouldn't have been able to get him right by the horns like that. Get it off the air. It's not for me to decide. I'm not judge, jury, and executioner. Even though I've tried many times to be them. Just didn't work out. They don't pay enough. There's no future in it. Not for the people that you execute anyways. That's the best part of it. Being justice's right hand, right? It's great. We didn't do the deed, but we clean up after the mess, that's for sure. All right. Does anybody want some tea? Anybody? No? I don't. This is not tea. It's quite not actual tea. And then this pen is a little bit more blue. So I was thinking I would add a little bit more. But it's a darker one. So I'm going to fill in these lines. And just in certain spots. Just enough to know that it's there. And that your eye sees it. But especially underneath other things. All right. Oh. There we go. Perfect. I throw that word around a lot. You'll hear me say it a lot. Perfect. And I usually quite honestly don't mean it, because I don't think anything's perfect. Maybe I could bring up the back of it. It's sitting on a portable easel, so I could bring it up like that, like that, like this, and like that, and like this, Santa. Stuff like that. Pull it around. Oh, does anybody else have problems with their guts? This must be something I ate. That must be something in the water. Okay, that's probably a little better. And now I can just do this kind of stuff. I can just go through with this pen and just add some more green. I like green. Oh, there it is right there. Maybe just a little green right here too. This is an acrylic pen. It is pretty. There we go. And with acrylic pens, you can paint over anything. And it makes it all worthwhile. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Personally, if I'm going to use paint, I like it to drip. I like to make messes. I like to get quite messy. Messy Nessie. That's what they used to call me back in art school, where I was self-taught. I'm also a dork, I'm sorry. I can't shut up. I wish I could actually say stuff that was insightful, like, the form says something about the world and the escapism, and how it wants to flee, but it's stuck to the ground by some kind of bloody placenta-like thing. I don't know, whatever. See, it just, everything just devolves. Everything I start saying just turns into some kind of crazy gibberish. It's not my fault. I'm gonna add some pink. But life is gibberish. I guess that's my thing, you know. Plus, I like that people can maybe come here, and even if it is gibberish and all this other silly stuff I talk about, at least it's not what's on every other channel, and like it's not political. I try not to ever get super political or anything like that, because there's enough of that kind of stuff. I want people to come here and be able to talk to each other, have conversations. This is a nice pen too. And laugh and cry and stick a needle in my eye and stuff like that, you know. Safety first. I like pink. I like pink. Toenails. Pinky feet. Because I enjoy people from all over the planet, from all walks of life, all different colors, all different creeds. I don't even know what creed means. And I like everybody's creed. Not everybody's, maybe. There's some people that are a bit off, but most people, I think, understand what good is, or the concept of good versus evil. And I like to think that a lot of us understand that we have the power in us to do good things, especially if we stick together and stick to our guns, you know, stick to our standards and have morality, lead by example, be kind, be good, make art, spread love. not herpes. Spread love, not herpes. That was a campaign I did back in 1903. I had just gotten off the boat. I was a sailor for many, many years. I had just gotten off the boat. This was June 1903. And I can't believe this, but I got off the boat and I slipped in a bunch of herpes and I fell down and it got all over me and I couldn't handle it anymore and I just cried. I laid there and I cried and I wallowed in the herpes. And until from that day on and for another 75 years, I had the worst nickname you could ever imagine. I don't want to talk about it though. It's all good. Okay, they called me Herpenstein. Okay, God, jeez. Pull my leg. It was disgusting. I finally, with the cure of disease, all disease that happened back in 1974, I was able to finally, get rid of it. But so everything's cool now. But yeah, whoa, it really sucked for a while. And then I also have these Posca paint pens. These are white. As you can see, the tip, because it's sort of white. Yeah, it is just white. Sometimes they're like ivory or something. Hello, I am. Hello, Yoshika. Becoming supernatural has changed my life for better in so many ways. Wait, whoa. I didn't see that first part. Read the book by Dr. Joe Dispenza, Becoming Oh, I was like, okay. Cool, I am. Thank you. I wasn't seeing those comments. I'm sorry. Welcome out. Please like, share, subscribe, activate the notification bell. Jeez, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Are you from America? Who, me? What? Me? Oh, it's funny you should ask, because I'm not supposed to tell anybody. You see, I'm actually on an island in Antarctica. But I just got paint pen on me. I actually don't have a smell, but they get you high as fuck. Don't do that, kiddies. So, yeah, I'm actually on a moon base. I'm on moon base 14. It's a stupid name for it. Because all these years I thought I was actually on the moon because of the name of the base. But I think that I've just been in, because I've been underground too for a long time. But um, on an island just off the coast of Antarctica. And I've been here for about 37 years. um, ran out of chocolate milk 17 years ago, I think. Never was promised more chocolate milk. It has never been delivered. They promised me chocolate milk and lots of money, okay? And Sharpies. They don't even give me Sharpies. I have to lick the tips of the Sharpies and make my own ink out of my excrement. It's disgusting. I don't know what I've become. But other than that, it's yeah, in Antarctica. But I broadcast. The signal goes out all over the world. It goes all over to actually all over the solar system. They picked me up on Europa, and they were playing hip hop skipscotch on Europa one day. They said, and they got the signal, and that's how we got to talk to them. So Europa's a really cool place. Have you ever been there? Stay positive. The only difference between a good day and a bad day is your attitude. That's very true. That's very true. Jem, good morning to you too. Method. Yeah, Method. I'm a big fan of Method Man, and his style of method rapping was very influential to me as a young man back in the 20s. And I can't imagine a time before now that anybody had ever hit my heart. So I'm gonna cry again, man. I'm gonna cry again. No, I'm just kidding. Back to the drawing. No, I live in California, by the way, Yashika. I live in California. That's not in America, according to half the country. We are a traitorous nation. This entire state, which is the size of Texas. It's the second biggest state in the union, and we're all traitors. But like I said, you live, you learn. I grew up and I didn't realize I was a traitor to some kind of weird cause I had no idea I was a part of. And I think that's what America's all about these days, unfortunately. But somewhere, somehow, the artists always come out of the cracks and change the world, don't they? It's really cool. It's really cool to think about sometimes. How no matter what, it's always the youth and the music and the art of the time that changes the world. So I think as long as there's still people out there creating and playing rock shows and rap battles and honky tonks and all that kind of stuff, I think that everything's just gonna be all right. That's all I gotta say about that. You know what I mean? Dang, it's so good. This one? Thank you. I like that. How did I do it? It was actually for one of my skits I just did. I was just playing around and I just started doing these weird shapes. Because it was a skit where I was like making art in the dark. So I wasn't even looking at this thing. I was just like... But then obviously I went back to it later because I went live and I didn't have anything to work on. But I saw this and I was like, I'll just continue this. And then that's what happened with this. Plus, I have a thing for chickens and wings and chicken wings and it all comes back full circle. Full circle. Oh, actually, that would be kind of cool. Let's give her a halo. Let's give this chicken a halo. A halo. I heard from a very, very old friend of mine last night from Instagram. He contacted me, and it was so freaking good to hear from him. I'm kind of like giddy this morning because I got like 2 other messages that were pretty rad. One was about doing a commission. They saw a mural that I had done in a town that's like 10 miles away from here, in this venue, and called Decades. And my mural, it's about music and stuff. So I threw in a lot of iconic imagery of certain eras of music. I threw in like the Nevermind album cover with the baby chasing the dollar bill, like in all these, but I mixed it up like this thing. Like, but I do this kind of style where, if I'm doing like for example, the mural, I just added figures all around it, like I would the words, and then I added this kind of stuff around everything, but it's like huge. It's like 12.5 feet tall, and it looks like a huge archway into like another dimension. I did 3 of these for a show we did a long time ago. But somebody saw the mural and they contacted me, and it's cool enough that people contact me just to say that they liked it, but then they said that they might want to have me do something on their business wall too. So I thought that was pretty cool. Sometimes, you wake up in the morning for several days, weeks, and years and stuff, and you just see nothing. And then one day there's like 5 messages that are all awesome and that are, whoa, holy, what? Okay, cool. It's like one of my old friends. He was in my old band. Hell of a good drummer, like one of the best drummers I've ever played with. Anyways. It was just a nice way to wake up. I was sitting too long in the Sharpie. Started chickening out, I'm sure. I could not sleep, so I got up at like 2. Wanted to come out here and work on stuff. Oh, sorry if I'm missing some comments. Let's see. Hey, Internet. Method Man. Oh my gosh, I missed a lot. I'm sorry. Let's see. That's a wicked drawing. I like the drawing above it too. Yeah, thank you. I did that one a long time ago. We had a album release thing at this record store in Boise. The one record store in Boise. Not to knock it by any means. I say that because it's a shame that there's not more. Hello, Blee. Blee. Marwa. Thank you. All right. I was gonna add some yellow. Would you call me? Nobody calls me yellow. A little bit of yellow actually looks pretty good. A little bit of yellow looks actually pretty good. A little bit of yellow looks actually pretty good. That's perfect. It's like the best song ever. Little bit of yellow is very good. Little bit of yellow. Imagine what it's like to be inside my head 24 hours a day. I'm sure some of you can relate just fine. How do I turn this thing off? Sir. Oh, the sprinklers just came on and scared my cat. It's okay, sweetie. She just got freaked out. Freaked me out too, but I didn't jump like a little bitch. Ugh. I'm just kidding. My cat is far braver than I am. Little bit of yellow. Add some of that up there. This is how I am when it comes to color too. I really like just mixing it up. I don't try to get too fancy with it. Because it's such a release from doing this kind of stuff versus the kind of stuff I usually do, you know. It's almost, I mean, it's basically therapeutic. Because I can just make a mess and there's no expectations of, there's not many expectations. I sure do love red though. If I were a color, well, I'd wanna be red, not green, not yellow, not purple, nor all of the other ones. I'd wanna be red in bed with my colors. It wouldn't blend all. Oh shit, I just saw a spider. We wouldn't blend and we wouldn't bake. In the sun, we wouldn't melt together. In a puddle made of nothing but love and goodness sake. I don't know, I was trying. If I were a color, I would... There's always that part of the song where it does that. In any like country pop song. If I were a color, oh, here we go. If I were a color, I'd be red. If I were a color, oh, I'd be red. Ooh, yeah. Add little spots. If I can, like, muster up the courage to do it, I'm gonna go apply to be a Santa Claus today. There's a Christmas market in Cambria that are hiring for a Santa. And I imagine when I go in there, they're gonna be like, "All right, give us your best Santa, ho ho ho." But I think it'd be fun, and it'd be so fun to like make kids like laugh and cheer them up, and I'd be like dancing and stuff, you know. Once I'm in a costume, I go kind of nuts. I can really get into character. But I'm kind of, if they asked me to do it without the costume on, it'd be kind of different. But I was also thinking I should know all the reindeers' names, and I can't remember all the reindeers' names like in the way that I should. I just get nervous thinking about doing things like this, but excited. It'd be fun to be a Santa, though, I think. And it'd be a good way to practice my, you know, whatever acting chops I think I'm working with these days. Because I've never been an actor, I never thought I would. Up until about a year and a half ago. Never did shit like this for a Storie Grubb show. If anything, I was drifting further and further away from the camera. And I just never wanted to be seen ever again. But then something opened up inside of me. And this time, it wasn't my appendix bursting because they already took that out, so I knew it wasn't that. It was something else. It was the thought that maybe I did have some old tricks for a new dog teaching himself old dog trick. Sorry, I get so deep sometimes that it's just confusing. It confuses my own mind. Sometimes you dig a hole too deep. Okay, enough with the red. I think that looks pretty even. Whoa! My cat just sneezed. Little Abby just sneezed. I could do little Abigail just sneezed. She's sneezing up there. I could show it to you, but yeah, strapped in. Okay. Ooh, what's this? What blue is this? Oh, that's not too bad. It's kind of nice. Yeah, let's do a little bit of that. A little bit of this blue. A little blue will do ya. That's almost cadaver blue as well. It's quite nice. And we are adding a little bit more love to this every second. And it is finally getting fleshed out and weird looking as much. And after this, I'm going to be able to take it apart and bake it. And it'll poof up. And I'll send pieces of this thing to everybody. That way we can all eat it together. But we have to do it on the count of 3 kind of thing, you know, because if we don't take all the pieces together, we won't be able to do the magic that comes with the incantations and stuff that come along with eating it at the same exact time. Even if you're on the other side of the planet, you have to figure out a way to do it exactly how we're doing it, which is right here on Storie Grubb Draws. Oh, it gets weirder by the minute. All right, so what is it? What is that? Is that? I'm kind of confused. Looks like he's sitting on a tree or something, or a bush, or a little. I don't know. Or pooping out blood. It's been gross. Okay, how much for the drawing? How much for the... Sorry. Let me think about that. Incognita. Want that on my shirt? This thing? It is funny because a lot of the time it's the stuff that I'm just... But there is something to it. There's some kind of form to it. Plus there's like a chicken, a baby chicken thing in there too, and I think that's its leg. So there's like a mini weird alien chicken with like a beak and everything right here. And it's the body right here. It's like a little bird, hairless bird body, but it's like a baby chick with legs. And then it's surrounded by a bigger one, like... It is trippy. Yeah, I like it. I mean, it needs more pink. There's more. It needs more pink over here. Sometimes, yeah, you can just do like dots and things too. I like to smother it sometimes. And add little dots. But little dots go with... Just say the words, little dots, and you'll be having a good time. Little dots, little dots. It's the best thing to say ever. And then you just put those little dots into your specimen. You can't be afraid to have those little dots in. Because what that is texture. It's no good down rotten texture. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But when it works, it works. You just gotta know how and when and why. Just in general. Oh, the sprinkler's turned off. Oh, and the water heater turns on. That's Therma, the water heater. Black Mirror. Bean Bean Butt Tassel. That's gonna be written on my gravestone. He wasn't an artist. He knew somebody named Bean Bean who talked about butt tassels. That is all. It's gonna be a really popular headstone. Be a scratch and sniff. Daddy, what do butt tassels smell like? Well, it's a scratch and sniff headstone. Headstone, son. Why don't you figure it out, huh? Ah! See? Told ya. Shouldn't have poked the bear, son. Shouldn't have poked the bear. Oh, Daddy, why do you hate me? Because I'm your daddy, son. It's what we do. It's what we do that defines us. Not just what people think of us. Now I'm adding toenails, as you can see. Toenails. And I'm gonna try to fix this a little bit too. There we go. Perfect. Perfectly not great, but perfect. It's also important to be very humble when you're being a badass. Just so you know. It helps. Love and didn't do, I'm a badass, humble mother trucker. I'm a critter from another litter, get over here and dance with me. Lab-daddle-doo, jibba-dabba-doo. I like the Flintstones, I like thinking about things that are fun. I like going out and I like dancing, I like getting down and dirty. I like jumping off cliffs without a parachute. I like surfing without a surfboard. I'm that kind of mother. Or did you just silence me, Terry? Yeah, I did, Storie. What are you doing? What do you mean? What do you mean? What am I doing, Terry? You're the producer, don't you know? This is all written down. I'm just following your script. No, no, no. You're going way, way off script. What? What do you mean? I'm literally reading what you wrote me right here. It's just Storie goes into some kind of yodeling fit, and then what I don't understand. That's not my script. That's your script. You rewrote the script again. Sorry. It's impossible. Oh no, that's absolutely possible. That's very plausible. It's absolutely plausible. Looks like I did. Well, your script, Terry, didn't really match with what I wanted to say this morning. I was trying to keep the vibes up, and you were trying to bring the vibes down. Yeah, well, I was trying to bring the frequency down a little bit because I'm trying to take control of people's minds, not enlighten them and empower them. What's going on around here? I'm just drawing, Terry. That's what I do. You come in over a speaker, and you say a bunch of shit, and it doesn't usually it makes perfect sense. You're the producer, you know what you're talking about, but still, it hurts my feelings. I'm not some kind of robot that can just bust this crap out without having any feelings about this or that, and I need to talk to people in order to get these things out of my head. Otherwise, what's the hell I gonna do? Plus, I need to sell. You yourself tell me that I need to sell, 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 sell. I'm here to make money, Terry. I'm here to make friends, Terry. Yeah, I know, buddy. I'm sorry. You don't have to be sorry, but maybe just cut me some slack. No, okay, no. You're not getting any water this week. Come, Terry. The water heater goes on 24/7. I know I have to pay that freaking bill, but it's obvious that people are using the water all the time, and I deserve water just like everybody else, man. Come on. It's torture listening to that thing, knowing that you guys are in there taking hot baths and stuff. Well, no, you're gonna have to filter your pee for another 3 weeks. I'm sorry. You know, if it wasn't for the hope of chocolate milk coming in the future, I would have quit long ago. No, you wouldn't have. Oh, you son of a... Terry, he's good. He's good. He's good. Gotta give him that. He's good. Yeah, but he pays the bills. He may not give me what I want or what I deserve, or give me my rights, my human rights, or anything like that. But at the end of the day, I can look at my art and say, damn, it's better because of it. You know, my art's better because of the suffering. It's been a long, hard road out of hell. He said I was only allowed one ugly cry per day, so I might save it for later. That's when that's when the donations really start pouring in. Never live on a moon in Antarctica, friends. I'll tell you that much. It's cold. It's freezing. And it's not hot. It's not warm. It's not hot. All three of those things. It gets lonely down here. And then you just start hearing things. The wind blows. And you think it's an angel calling your name, wanting to make love to you at midnight. And sometimes, even though that is the case, most of the time it's just seals out there farting in the wind or something. I don't even know. I don't go clubbing. wouldn't know because I don't go clubbing. They're like, hey, dude, let's go clubbing tonight. And I'm like, this is Antarctica. Wait. Oh. No. No, I'm not going to go clubbing. No. Suit yourself. What do you mean? I did. Who else would? Huh? Dude, it's an expression. It means like, whatever, bro. Cool. I like that. That's really... I got work to do. Can you... I got work to do. Not on a moon in the... No, yeah, seriously. It's... It's a long story, Internet. You wouldn't... We don't have the time for it. For me to just... I would need the cliff notes of the story about how I ended up on the moon in Antarctica, and what all of that means, the science behind it, and the geography. Is it would take me like 39 years to explain it to you, even the cliff note version. But in a nutshell, the nutshell version would only take about 7 days. So if I start now, by this time next week, we should be about there. Okay, chapter 1. This is how the moon... There is a Modest Mouse joke in there somewhere, huh? I never even thought about that. It's like very much a Modest Mouse reference, and it wasn't very unintentional. Because I always talk about... Because in my Twisted Skull in Antarctica, there's a... Thank you. Good God, I could talk quieter now. There's a wormhole that transports you to the moon. And so, like, I took that wormhole. This is the whole story. I took that wormhole a long time ago. The dates change, the times change, whatever. But it was over 37 years ago. And then when I got here, they kept me. They locked me in this place that I'm in now, which is Moonbase, the west wing of Moonbase 14. And the producers and all these people can see me on the other side of the glass, and Terry's the only one that interacts with me. But the other producers, I see them in there in their lab coats and stuff all the time, just doing stuff, baking and watching movies and stuff, and taking notes, copious amounts of notes as well. And so I've been on this side of the looking glass for quite a while, trying to make it back to that wormhole, which is on the other side of the 6 foot, basically the 6 foot gate door thing that blocks me from them. They control my air, they control my water, they control my everything. But they can't control my brain, which is what they're really after. They're really after that creative spark, the art gene, if you will, the art molecule. They want to harvest it from the artists, and I can't let them do that. So that's why I've been here for so long, and that's why I don't age. Because of the wigs also, they make me look young, and I shave every day, too. So I just have a young, fresh-looking face, but I'm really 99... I'm really 99 years old. Yep. I lost 3 appendixes, 9 wives, and 3 kids so far. Just in the last month. The art molecule. Sam, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? You don't... It's too hard for me to not understand it. Oh, I'm just being really, really silly. That's all you need to know. This just like because I don't know when it started, but I started talking about a moon, like being on a moon base and drawing this stuff, and I started talking about that a while ago. I'm totally breaking the fourth wall right now. Because I couldn't just sit here and just, do the Bob Ross thing, even though I can and I do sometimes, but I just can't sit here and be like, yeah, and just draw a happy little finger right here because, I don't know. I like just to have fun and go into. Plus, my channel, I started doing the sketches and doing all these characters, so it's just funner. It's much funner and enjoyabler to just make my lips always go down. To make my lips go, or like this, even sideways. I don't mind that so much. But down, no. Up, yeah. Sideways, whatever. That's cool. So until that day happens, I feel like the best thing to do is just kind of stay out of it and fend for myself, learn how to filter my pee to the best of my ability. I like to rap as well and rhyme. I like to filter my pee to the best of my ability. You know, it's cool. But I don't go around rapping that very much anymore because it's kind of gross. Yeah. I make art fun. Thank you. Filter my no. I didn't say P. I said plea. Filter my plea. It's a legal term for somebody going through and editing spell checking your plea deal with the DA's office. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I used to be a lawyer, so I just say these things that are just I forget. I have a lawyer channel, an art channel, a music channel. F I shouldn't say channel. I shouldn't say channel. Uh, all sorts of other stuff. I have a channel where there's just twigs. There's just a pile of twigs on the ground, and then the 24/7 twigs. Best channel you could ever, best thing you could ever imagine. Sometimes bugs go in and out of it and stuff. It's amazing. Twigs. Who would have thought? I'll tell you who would have thought. Twiggy. Beautiful, beautiful woman. That was every rap song indeed. Yeah, what is it, Wednesday. I hope everybody's off to a good start so far. Thanks for the company. I really appreciate it. And the likes. Those likes go a long way. So, I understand, it used to annoy me because it was like overnight. I remember when I was watching all these YouTube channels I used to watch that actually were just always human beings back then. They all started saying the same stuff overnight, kind of, where they started mentioning hey, like and subscribe, and before, because they used to say it at the end of the video, but then they started putting it at the very front because nobody watches videos all the way to the end. But then also YouTube allows us. There's like a whole analytics side of it where you can see like the demographics and all this kind of. It's really fascinating, and who's watching your stuff and where they're watching from and when they're watching and all this crazy cool stuff. But one of it is one thing for me. Oh, what was I gonna say? All that other stuff distracted me. Um, yeah, what was I gonna say about live? I thought. Oh no, I forget what I was talking about. Oh, the rap song. That's right. Um, it doesn't like when I rap. No, I was kidding. No, you can look at the analytics and break it down. What was I gonna go into about? Oh, I guess that's when the people started saying, "Hey, it looks like people aren't, because you'll see videos too where they're like, it looks like you're not watching till the end, so make sure to watch till the end." Or I don't know. There's always, and I get it now because at first it would annoy me when people talked about that stuff. So I'm like, okay, get on with the video, man. But now that I do it, it's it's crazy. Like when you see likes happen versus when they don't happen. Like, because when the videos get likes, my channel goes way further than it usually would. So even if it's not my channel, if you have like one of your favorite channels that you go to a lot, make sure and like support them, and just it is like those little teeny things like really do help a channel grow and get out there more. And very appreciated. I can't believe I'm almost, what am I, like 100 away or something, 120 away from 2,000 subscribers. It's insane. So I'm super grateful, especially since I know I'm not for everybody. What? But who is? And that's the point. Here I go again. I'm ignoring messages. Something about likes. Yeah, because it really, because sometimes I'll look up and I'll see like, and this is very rare. I've never had more than like 100 people watching me or something like that. Um, there was one week earlier this year or something maybe, where every show I was getting like 50 people watching me for like an entire week, or there was like a steady amount of people watching me, and they were liking my stuff like crazy, and my channel just for a week it just shot through the charts or whatever. And I still don't know why that happened. It was just some weird little fluke, and then it just died. Like after 7 days, it was just gone. Maybe it was like spring break or something random, and it was cool because there were people coming on and asking all kinds of crazy cool questions, and um, I couldn't keep up with the chats. It was remarkable, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun, but yeah, it's interesting how that happens too. How your channel will just like all of a sudden just sort of take off. But I'm definitely not like some of those other channels that have like a lot of. I could make my area look better, I guess, or something more professional. That's not my style though. I think I think the art should always speak for itself. I mean, you look at one of the most famous artists in the world, Francis Bacon, and then you Google what his art studio looks like. And I think you should, if you're into art, Google Francis Bacon's art studio, because they took it apart and they recreated it in another place, like in another country or something. And it's amazing. It's like the guy just worked in filth and squalor. It's kind of cool because he was a painter. So everything was just that's exactly how my brain is. But I think the art should speak for itself, or speak for you, or be able to go into a bank and withdraw money and bring it home and give it to you. Why not? It's your money. Use it when you want it, right? Mm-hmm. Passer. Hey, Luna. Good morning. Then just gone. Hi, Passer. Hi, it's strange if I watch other streams, so not interesting, but sometimes 1,000. Yeah, that's one of the things. I think if I were more of a I think if I were more volatile, maybe, or if I was drawing stuff that was more like anti-Trump or something like that, or whatever, the anti-Democrats or whatever it is. But I'm not interested in that kind of stuff. I could have done that a long time ago, but yeah, I don't do that. I'll speak my mind in other ways, but it's almost like I don't know. It's just not worth talking about, I guess. But there's things I could have done to get out there more, where I could have compromised myself or given in to certain standards that I have as far as making art is concerned. It's like, yeah, I draw like nipples and butts and stuff like that a lot, and body parts or whatever. But there's things I won't draw, and it has to be approved, like heart and mind, before I will even like release it. If there was something like, because I used to write words into like a lot of stuff, and a lot of it's pretty heavy stuff. But I've made tons of stuff that have sayings and things mixed in with my art and different things. And some things that would probably rub people the wrong way, but they're universal themes, and just they're true usually. They're just true. Plus, we've all got a little punk rocker inside of us, just wanting to get out. anti-establishment, but to a degree. To a degree. I don't want anybody ever hurt or anything like that, but I definitely think the system is that got us here is broken. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. So in those ways, I kind of speak to truth to power. But yeah, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. You're unique and thank you, Lena. Do you like Gavin McMinnis? I don't even know who that is. Gavin McMinns? Gavin McMinns. I'm not sure who that is. Sorry. Is it a comedian or something? Um, Sounds familiar. Where is that name? Is he like a? Oh, he's like a commentator, huh? I think. Yeah, I think he's a commentator. It's good to have you, Internet. I love you. And you be safe out there, my friend. Over there in Scandinavia. You beautiful, beautiful man. But really, seriously. Take care. Okay, yeah. I've heard of him. I don't know why I was just where I was for a second. It's just, yeah. It is, I can't wait to, like, oh my gosh. So basically, yeah, this person from a salon, some kind of salon, maybe in the town where I did the mural, wants to commission me to do or I wouldn't say that. She mentioned that she's interested in she said she needs a mural in her salon. And I mean that's pretty close to, commissioning something. And it's just music to my ears because I need work, and to be able to do another mural would be fun, especially on a wall that wasn't brick, like old brick. And because doing this mural that I did, that I'm still finishing up, but I mean it is pretty much almost wrapped up. Uh, it's just onto a brick wall, and it for me, the challenge and the joy I got and I'm still getting out of it in creating it is that it is so hard to make it because it's on a wall that's so it just fights back. And I literally have to like draw under the bricks because they protrude out, so I have to like not that far, but like little bits enough that I have to go under and then bring it down and be really careful. And I'm going through with pens that are or the paint pens that are just like super small, so I'm getting like little teeny details. And it's so much fun to work on something. Just put headphones on and blast music and just start going crazy with it. And then of course, I had been feeling a bit down. It's like I'm so impatient, and this is you know just part of my stupid thing. But I get impatient. And I think, oh, okay, well, I thought more people would have reached out to me now that mural is up or something. But I go in there and I talk to Sheldon, and he's like, people come in, and I didn't even say anything about it. I was like, hey, how's it going? He's like, oh, it's going good. Business is okay, but people come in every day and talk about that thing, and they'll just stay there for hours and looking at and asking all these questions. And I'm like, really? Um, if you haven't seen it, I'll post a recent picture of it on my community page so you all can see it. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Check him. Okay, Punk Kevin. I think I know who you're talking about. And if I remember correctly, yeah, he had his own show for a minute, but he's yeah, okay. But then there was a reason why I think I didn't like him. Um, but it was a long time ago, and I can't remember why. Like there was because he seemed like he was kind of like a righty, like he was on the right side. Uh, the spectrum of the political, and which I'm not. Not that I'm. People conflate Democrats with lefties, and I don't think that's accurate. One tiny, little teeny bit. But I'm not even. I'm so out there. I'm not even considered left. Plus, there's no fucking left. There's them and us. And then those that get in our way, get in the way of equality. I don't know. I don't know enough about him. But Cumia is funny as hell. They are the best. That's awesome. I want to see the mural. I'll post a picture of it. I'll post a picture. But yeah, so it's been over an hour now. I gotta get going. I gotta go try to memorize the names of the reindeer, because I'm gonna go audition for a Santa Claus part. So it's a gig, it's a job. They just need somebody to dress up like Santa and say ho 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 and stuff. But it's in some kind of holiday market. So I'd just be in this Christmas market thing, and I'd be the Santa Claus. I think that'd be kind of fun. And it's part-time, which means I can still do my superhero stuff in the evening, my art stuff in the morning, and my day job, which is working on wigs. I work in a wig factory. It's called the Wig Factory, just a few miles north of where I live. I can pretty much get it all done in one day, one big shebang. So, anywho. Yeah, right wing. And again, I don't mean anything. I'm not, that's why I don't like talking about this stuff. Because I'm not left wing, I'm not right wing, I'm dark wing duck. I just think people with people that label other people, that care about labels so much, and this goes for all sides, but both sides. It's insane that people just want to draw the line in the sand against each other so much, when everybody's the same. Everybody has the same stupid arguments. They wear the same clothes. They have the same worries. They drink the same water. They eat the same food. They go to the same, they want the same things. And to shut people off because of their identity, or their religion, or even their politics. Just because somebody is on the right doesn't mean they're a fucking Nazi. Just like everybody on the left isn't a thug or whatever. It's just, and there's people that are bad on all sides, that'll do things to harm you on all sides. I can't, and plus I can't, I don't do war parties. I don't handle war parties very well. And until we stop helping war all over the world, then I'm not for either side. And they'll never get a piece of me. Ever. But that's why I always say to think for yourself, and don't become part of the pack, and don't listen to those who try to separate us. It's important to stick together. Because, you work customer service for a week, and you're like, oh my god, yeah, this person came in, they consider themselves Demi. This person's a Republican, or whatever. This person is a moderate, whatever the hell that means. And they're all the same. They're all the same person. They just don't know it. But they're told to think differently, so they just act like everybody's their enemy, when it's just not like that. It's just not like that. Yeah. But like I said, I've been out of that rat race for a long time. I used to listen to I used to watch like Jimmy Dore and stuff like that, and be way into Jimmy. And I went and saw Jimmy Dore back in 2015 or 16 or something. So in Portland. And then his whole thing started changing. He started becoming way more intense and extreme and shit. It was just what the. And we went and saw his show. It was it was just a show. It was like he was acted like he was some big Hollywood hotshot dude, or it was just the weirdest thing. So very surreal. Um, it wasn't just like an like, which I thought would, everything nowadays is like that. It's like all, it's like hyper reality, and they use these extreme cases on both sides. They'll use these extreme examples for to label in millions and millions and millions of people, even though like a small percentage of these people did this, or do it, or act like that, or say this, or dress like that, whatever it is. And but people will never mention what their fucking side does, and what their, or what, they'll never criticize their own side. They'll never try to. I think criticizing your party is the best thing that you can do for your party. It's just like criticizing your country. It doesn't mean you're not a patriot. It means you're trying to make the place freaking better for the rest of us. I just don't. People just love to throw around labels, and I'm a patriot, and I'm a this and that, and I'm a this and that, red, white, and blue. Yeah, but I support the troops. I love the cops. But then you see them all the time getting pulled over, and they're like, I'll shoot you, you son of a pig. The same people that with the thin blue line thing on their truck. It's just, that's why it's just like, stop, stop. I don't care who you say you are, until you show it, until you do it. That's what matters. And when the chips fall, when the cards are down, that's all that matters. What you do in that moment. And unfortunately, fear rules the day. They pipeline that stuff in to everything from the air we breathe, to the food we eat, to the water we drink. And nobody's helping us. Nobody. It's just getting worse. For all of us. On that note, that's why I do this. Because it's the only form of control that I have. Because you can't control what's out there. All you can do is just learn from it. Anyways, I'm sorry. Ryan Clark. Still would like to purchase some of my art. Get wings in the way. So when people start flapping. Right there, Ryan Clark. Hypocrite. If you're calling me a hypocrite, I'll be the first one to admit that I'm the biggest hypocrite right now. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I should probably go. But Ryan, yeah, if you want a piece of art or something, what I think Pastor just posted the site. Hopefully that thing works. I don't know how to run the stupid site, and apparently it doesn't work a lot of the time. Or you could contact me through Instagram. Um, I think YouTube has a message thing, but I don't know if I have it set up. But or it's just storiegrub@gmail. So, anyways, have a wonderful day, everybody. I'm sure I'll be on later. Let you know if I got the job for Santa or not. I have a fake tooth that I wear, by the way, so I can plug up this gap. But I don't wear it when I'm out here because it hurts my mouth to wear it. So, anywho, y'all take care of yourselves now.